Well,
I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, Tina Xenos. Yeah.
all right.
All right.
Thank you
Tina,
for
it's
that
all
great
yours.
introduction. Well, as you can tell by the music, I'm Greek. I grew up in a close-knit Greek family in Queens. And a lot of times when I tell people I'm Greek, they get all excited. Oh, Greeks are so much fun. They have this idea that all Greeks are happy Zorba dancing people. And I tell them, you'll change your mind when you meet my Aunt Sophia. Growing up, my cousins and I were terrified by the stories my Aunt Sophia would tell us at bedtime. She didn't tell us, nice, normal, happy ending kind of bedtime stories like normal American kids would hear. No, she loved to tell us Greek myths that were full of death, destruction, and divine punishment. If you are not good Greek girls and boys, you are going to be punished like Prometheus. The gods, they tied him to a big rock for many, many years because he didn't listen to his mother and father or his Aunt Sophia. And every day, the eagle comes, caw, 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 and eats his liver, peck, 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 peck. And at night, Prometheus's liver, it grows back, and the next day, the eagle comes, caw, caw, caw. Okay, end of story. Well, my Aunt Sophia is a tough little Greek old lady. And she's determined to find me a husband, whether I want one or not. She's constantly nagging me. She belongs to the Greek old ladies dating club. And they meet every Sunday at church and trade unmarried nieces and nephews like they're baseball cards. And over the years, Aunt Sophia's sales pitch for marrying me off has changed a lot. When I was 25, she used to brag, "Oh, my favorite niece Tina. She's young, smart, good-looking, can make beautiful babies." Now, she just cuts to the chase. "My niece Tina, she is not married. If you find her a nice husband, I give you a very good dowry of sheets, towels, 10 goats and a new Cadillac." Yeah, she bribes them with 10 goats and a new Cadillac. And the insane thing is, it works. There are crazy Greek old ladies out there like her who want that bribe. And they round up their sons, grandsons, nephews, ex-husbands, and they send them to me. Heck, one woman even sent me her current husband. She said the goats would be cleaner to take care of than her husband is. And since I think I've met every unmarried Greek diner owner in the tri-state area. And since she's starting to run out of Greek diner owners, tomorrow night she's got me fixed up on a date with a guy that's a postal policeman. What do the postal police do? Arrest you if you got sloppy handwriting? Stuff you in a mailbox if you dot your I's with hearts and smiley faces? Shoot you if you pop the bubbles on bubble wrap? I mean, who knows? It might work out with the postal policeman. But if it does, I'm not sure I want to be the perfect little Greek wife who stays home and cooks and cleans all day. I'm not sure I want to get married at all. Because when I think of those words, bride, bridal, groom, I think, wait a minute. Isn't a groom somebody who takes care of horses? And isn't a bridle something you put on a horse to control it? Yeah, if you look it up in the dictionary, it says a bridle is a harness that you put on a horse to restrain free movement. Doesn't sound very romantic. And that's why I think I'll just skip the whole marriage thing and avoid having a husband who calls me Seabiscuit instead of sweetheart. But I have to be honest with you. There is one man who I would marry in a minute if he asked me. He's my celebrity crush, and so I carry his picture everywhere. King Tut. Yeah, I mean, I went to that exhibit of his stuff in Times Square in 2010, and I fell madly in love with him. I want to be Tina Tut. I want to be Queen Tina Tut. And I think King Tut would be the perfect husband for me. He would never complain or argue with me. He's been dead for 3,000 years. He's not talking to anybody. And I like the fact that he can't move either. So I wouldn't have to worry about him running away with another woman. I would know exactly where he is all the time. And I really like the fact that King Tut is very rich. He's got lots of gold, jewelry, statues. Even his coffin is solid gold. Can you imagine how much money I could get from Cash for Gold for that coffin? And if I was lucky enough to marry King Tut, I'd write a book to help other women who want to date guys like him. And I would call my book Dating Mummies for Dummies. And it would cover all the important topics, like dealing with the in-laws, meeting your mummy's mommy, finances, protecting your mummy's money from pyramid schemes, cooking, making something yummy for your mummy's tummy. Actually, I'll need help with the cooking chapter because I know absolutely nothing about cooking. I've thought of asking my own Sophia for help, since she's a great cook. But I know she's going to refuse to help me because she doesn't want me to marry King Tut because he's not Greek. My cousin Jimmy is getting married on Saturday, and my Aunt Sophia doesn't like his fiancée Ashley because she's not Greek. And Ashley knows absolutely nothing about Greeks. She thinks Zeus is the guy who wrote The Cat in the Hat, that Euripides is the sound that frogs make, and that Homer is the dumb bald guy from The Simpsons. Well, personally, I don't care that Ashley doesn't know anything about Greek culture. The reason I don't like her is because Ashley has been an actress ever since she was 7 years old. When I was a kid, we couldn't afford any kind of showbiz lessons. Not piano lessons, not ballet lessons, not yodeling lessons. That's why I'm a comedian. You have to be creative when all you've got to play with is cardboard boxes and cans. I played with so many beer cans, I named my imaginary friend Bud Weiser. And I used to fantasize that Bud and I would get married, and I'd be Mrs. Weiser, and we would have 6 kids, just like on the Brady Bunch. Yeah, our own little 6-pack. And our youngest son would be Bud Jr., but we would call him by his nickname, Bud Light. And if any one of our little 6-pack of kids misbehaved, we'd just toss them in the recycling bin for a timeout. Well, I haven't reached my goal of having a 6-pack of kids. I don't have any kids. Well, actually, I did have a son for one day, and I'd totally forgotten about him until I came home, and there was this message on my answering machine. Hello, Mrs. Stanley. How are you? This is Lori, the school psychologist assigned to your son Solomon's class. I need to talk to you. Please call me. Have a great day. Have a great day? Is she crazy? How am I supposed to have a great day when I've totally forgotten I'm a mother? And I can't remember a thing about my little boy. Is he a blonde, a brunette, a redhead? When is his birthday? How old is he? Why did I name him Solomon? I don't know. But I do know that he's in trouble. But I can't figure out what he did. I mean, was it something serious like larceny, assault, pyromania? Or did he just call the teacher a bimbo and she got all upset and made a huff about it? I don't know what he did, but I do know one thing. My little Solomon's no dummy. No, he's no dummy. When he got in trouble and they said they were going to call his mama, he was smart enough to give them the wrong phone number. That's my boy. I miss my fake son, Solomon. And I have to admit that as I hear my biological clock ticking away, I have regrets. I regret that I didn't sell my eggs while they were still fresh. Have you seen those ads where they offer women $8,000 for their eggs? I want that $8,000. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe I could still sell a few eggs. And if I kind of think about it, if they say they want to have a kid. So what if I got some goat eggs and sold those? Yeah, I think congratulations, it's a real kid business. It's a good idea. I could advertise that my half-human, half-goat girls and boys are the perfect kids. You save money on baby food because you can just let them loose in the backyard and they'll have lunch and mow the lawn at the same time. You don't have to buy them any baby clothes because they already have their own little cashmere sweater growing on their backs. Yeah, I think my congratulations, it's a perfect kid business is a good idea. I'm going to go call my relatives in Greece and ask them to send me some eggs from their goats. I definitely could use the money because I'm unemployed right now. I used to work for a health insurance company, and Of course, I can't tell you the name of the company, but maybe you'll recognize them from their advertising jingle. Are you a woman, child, or man looking for a really bad health plan? Come in for a checkup or x-ray, and we'll sell your organs on eBay. We'll auction off each and every part, from your liver to your brain to your heart. Doesn't matter if you're young or old, we've already got your kidney sold. Come in with a broken bone, and we'll steal your DNA for a clone. Yeah, it was lots of fun to work there. Thank you. And Fridays were always tough for me to get through at work because my coworkers used to drive me crazy. They would end every conversation and every email with, "Have a good weekend." And they would expect me to say, "Have a good weekend," back to them, no matter what. Even if I wrote a nasty email. "You idiot, how could you have done that? Thanks to you, bird brain, we're all going to lose our jobs." P.S. Have a good weekend. And because I worked as a manager, they used to send me to these management training classes. And in these classes, all they kept talking about was the carrot and the stick. The carrot and the stick. Remember to use the carrot and the stick to motivate employees. And I couldn't understand it. Because, all right, I got the part that the stick was the punishment. But why was the carrot the reward? Unless you're a horse or a bunny rabbit, why would you want a carrot as a reward? I don't want a carrot. I got bills to pay. Show me the money. And as I said earlier, I'm unemployed. So I've thought, well, maybe it might be fun to get a job in another country. Like, for example, if I got a job in Paris, I could call myself a French breadwinner. Or if I became a cheerleader for a South American soccer team, I could be a chili pepper. And if I did market research for Santa Claus, I could be a North Polester. I went to a job fair last week, and they had some people who were there to help you make your resume better. So because I had been in my old job for 12 years, the woman said I should describe myself as a seasoned professional. Seasoned. Makes me sound like a meatloaf. I mean, I guess like when it comes time for me to negotiate my salary, I should say, I want $1,000 a pound. It's tough being unemployed in New York because everything's so expensive, especially in my neighborhood. I live on the Upper East Side, and everything is very fancy on the Upper East Side. Every building has a doorman, even the Taco Bell. And everybody wears designer clothes. Even the rats that run across the subway tracks have little tiny tuxedos and top hats. And the people in my neighborhood, some of them don't even ride the subway because they have chauffeur-driven BMWs. I was walking past the BMW showroom yesterday, and I saw a sign that said, "No pets allowed except seeing eye dogs." Call me crazy, but if somebody needs a seeing eye dog to find the showroom, I don't think they should be driving a car. And a lot of the women that I see riding around the BMWs wear fur coats. And Bloomingdale's thinks just because I live on the Upper East Side with these women that I must have a fur coat too. So they sent me a postcard telling me to trade in my old fur coat for a new one. Well, it would have helped if Bloomingdale's told me exactly where I put the darn thing, because I couldn't remember. So I'm tearing apart my closets, saying, "Is there anything in here made of mink, sable, chinchilla?" And then I realized, I don't even know what a chinchilla looks like. Sounds like something you'd order at Taco Bell. "Yeah, I'll have the chinchilla combo meal, and can I have some extra sour cream on the side with that?" So I go to the dictionary, look up what is a chinchilla. And it says, quote, "A chinchilla is a squirrel-like rodent native to the mountains of South America." And that gave me an idea. Why don't I just go to Central Park, kill a couple of squirrels, and trade those in at Bloomingdale's? You know, even if I did have a lot of money and could wear furs and all that, I don't think I would fit in with the rich people in my neighborhood. Because they like to eat things like pâté and caviar and truffles. And basically, those are just fancy names for liver, fish eggs, and fungus. Yeah. And the way that they find truffles is if they've got these pigs that have to sniff for them underground. I say stop looking for the truffles. Let the fungus stay hidden. I'd rather just eat the pig. Another thing I don't understand about rich people is why do they like buying antiques? They can afford to buy new furniture. Why do they want to buy other people's old furniture? I mean, personally, I think it's kind of creepy to own dead people's beat up old stuff. Like, what if the dead guy who owned it decides to haunt you just for the fun of it? And I don't understand why people pay thousands and thousands of dollars for antiques. If I'm sleeping in a dead guy's bed, I think the money should be going the other way. I should be the one that gets thousands of dollars. You know, like maybe if I saw an ad that said 18th century furniture at 18th century prices, then I'd buy antiques. You know, if I could get a couch for $2, then I might be willing to, buy it, and even if it is haunted. I live alone. It gets lonely sometimes. It might be nice to have somebody to talk to, even if it is a ghost.